Ference. You can follow me on X at BrianFerence1 or BrianFerence.com. Today I am smoking 2 chickens outside. I've got a couple ingredients here. I've got several herbs from my garden. I've got some lemon thyme, some another type of thyme, and then some rosemary. I also have an orange that I'll be stuffing the chickens with. And I have some nice organic garlic that I'm going to be using. I also have some seasoning, a couple different ones. I have Ray's Rectech Loco Gringo Southwest seasoning. And the ingredients of that are oregano, chili powder, smoked paprika, rosemary, salt, pepper, garlic, cumin, and sage. I have some rock salt. I have also Chef Greg's 4-letter rub. This one has table salt, white sugar, granulated garlic, MSG, butter powder, onion powder, pepper, apple cider vinegar. It contains milk. And then I'm also using heifer dust. I like this one a lot. This one has salt, pepper, garlic, ancho, chili powder, smoked paprika, granulated onion, and parsley. All right, let's get my knife out because I'm going to need that. Let's go ahead and get started. So I have the 2 chickens already. And what I've done with the chickens is I have taken out the innards, and I'm going to bend the wings back behind it. So you just take the wing, bend it back behind. Do that on both of them. All right. And then what I want to do first is I'm going to get out my knife. This is my outdoor chef's knife. I'm on my outdoor cooking cooktop, and I'm just going to cut that orange in half. And the reason I do that is I'm going to, first of all, take the 2 halves, squeeze them over the chickens, get a little of that orange juice on it. Then I'm going to save these because I am going to stuff them with garlic and herbs. So let's see. I do have some garlic that's left, some garlic cloves. This is, again, organic garlic. I have 2 varieties. I have the hard neck and the soft neck. I think this is the soft neck garlic. So I'm going to put some of that in there. A couple of these, it's interesting. They have little green leaves growing out of it. It means they're growing. So I might actually plant those in my garden. I'm going to set those 2 aside. And then these other ones, I'm going to go ahead and smash up and then cut up. Let's see here. Yep. That might be enough. Anyways, let me cut up a couple of these. So I'm going to smash it first with the knife. Get off any of the extra casing, that little paper. Throw that off. That one was pretty hard. So I might have to get another one, actually. Another piece of garlic, another clove. Open that up. And yeah, the ones I have, they're pretty good. I'm going to cut them up. And then you use them to stuff into the orange. So see, I'm going to take the orange and just kind of stuff the garlic in there. And this will just give it a nice kind of delicate flavor as it's smoking. I'm going to open up this other clove. Some of these have gotten a little bit hard, but some of them are still good. You can see those ones. I'm going to try to include those ones. Those ones got a little bit hard. That's the problem with some of these garlic is it does harden up if you don't use it in time. But we'll put them in there. All right, now I'm also going to stuff this orange with some of the herbs from my herb garden. And because it's going on the inside of the chicken, and I'm not really going to be eating that much, I'm not too worried about the stems being in there, but I am trying to take off some of the herbs off of the stems. This one's much larger. Stripped it. See how I just pulled that off? I held the stem and just slid it down. So I'm going to stuff that in just a second. It smells pretty nice. You do want to be careful when you're working with rosemary and some of these other herbs. You don't put too much, because if you do, then your chicken, it'll overpower the flavor of the wood smoke. So go a little bit light on that if you can. Again, it's on the inside, so it's not going to be too bad. And a lot of the flavor and seasoning that I'm going to put on is going to be on the skin of the chicken. So I'm going to probably go a little bit heavy this time. My youngest daughter, she's 7. She likes to have the chicken leg with no skin, so I actually take that off for her. So that's a good way. It doesn't really, the flavor doesn't come through too strongly underneath the skin. All right, so I am going to go ahead and take this, stuff it into the chicken with the round orange side rind facing out. Kind of props up the inside. And then I have some butcher's twine right here. It's just a food safe kind of twine. I'm going to use that to tie the legs closed to kind of keep the flavor and the moisture in there. So I'll do that around the drumsticks. And I should have cut it twice because I'm going to need 2 of them. But there we go. All right, so I'm going to tie around the drumsticks. Just kind of tie it in a knot or in a bow if you want. There we go. Got that one. I'll tie that twice. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one. Maybe. There we go. So once it's tied, I'll hold up one of these chickens so you can see how it's been kind of tied off and prepared for smoking. Yeah, this is how I like to do it. It just keeps the moisture in pretty well. So you can see it's tied off there, and the wings are still tucked behind. I have a little bit of extra herb, so I'll kind of just put some of that on top. But then I'm going to go right with this rock salt and a little bit of rock salt. Not too much because most of my other ingredient has salt as well. This is the 4-letter rub. I will put that on pretty thickly. This was almost empty, so I might just use the rest. That's about done. Off that one. Alarm coming through. Turn that off. With my hat. There you go. All right. Now I'm going to go next with the heifer dust, which is really good. And I'm going to put that on pretty evenly. And I'm going to come around to the other side, actually, just to make sure I got here as well. You know what I forgot to do? A lot of times I will add olive oil to this. So let me do a little bit of olive oil. I probably should have done that before the spices. It would have helped it stick to the skin a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and add it now. So this is a Himalayan first cold extracted organic extra virgin olive oil. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that on there. And then I'll put a little bit more seasoning on now that's stickier. All right, that was the olive oil. I have quite a bit of seasoning still on the table, so I'm just going to pick that up, not to waste it, and Put it on the chicken there. And then I do like to take some of the seasoning and put it on the top of the breast there, and then on the legs and the thighs. Sometimes it just falls off. So I'm just adding that with my hand. Daisy's barking at something. That's my dog. All right, so I've got that on. Now I'm going to do this last one, which is Loco Gringo. That one's a little bit spicy. I'm still going to put a fair bit on there, though, but maybe not as much, depending on if you like that spice flavor or not. My wife certainly does not like it too spicy. There we go. All right, and then I'm just trying to put that spice anywhere else it might have fallen off. All right. I'm going to wipe up my hands real quick. I'm going to bring one of these chickens over so you can see. This is what it looks like right now. I'm going to put it on my smoker. Let me turn the camera a little bit so you can see the smoker. All right, so I have a Recteq smoker right there. Now you can see it. I put one of those chickens on, and here comes the next one. Right on there. And then I'm going to swipe up a little bit more seasoning and bring it over and put it on. I could probably baste it on would be better, but who wants to do that? All right. For my pellets in my smoker, I am using this Pit Boss all natural barbecue hardwood pellets competition blend. So there's a lot of different types of hardwood in here. And I'm just going to top this up and make sure that I have the minimum amount that I need. That's pretty good, actually. I don't think I need to add any, so I won't. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. It's an electric start for me. And if I recall, I'm going to do it at 225 for about 2.5 hours. I'm going to close this lid up. It'll start smoking in a little bit here, but it's 225, at least 2.5 hours. And I want to smoke it until the thighs reach at least 165. Usually the thighs more like 170, and then the breast be 165. It's had a lot of rain here recently, so things are a little bit messy. Unusual in Arizona to get quite that much rain. And I will turn the camera back a little bit. Let's see. Let's see if I can keep it a little bit in. Nah, you won't be able to see it. Anyways, it's just going to start smoking in a minute here. I will. I'll turn that up when it starts smoking. But I'm just going to tidy up my work area a little bit here. I'm going to clean my seasoning and put that back. I kept it outdoor. Oh, there's a helicopter going by. Checking up on me. Anyways, I have an outdoor waterproof box here that I keep most of my spices in outside. Let me just modify this camera a little bit. All right, that's a little bit straighter, I guess. A little bit straighter. Anyways, I'm just wiping this stuff off, putting it in my outdoor box. That keeps most of the spices pretty good. Clean my knives in a second here. I'm going to clean the surface of my cook area with this. It's Soluguard Botanical. It's basically a disinfectant that has natural ingredients, citric acid, thymol, thyme oil, thyme oil. What else does it have in it? Anyways, I'm going to go and use that. It's pretty good on metal. Uh, been good for me. Food safe. And I'm just going to wipe it off. Usually I have to do two rounds to get it fully clean. So it's the second round. All right. So these chickens I'm smoking, we will be having them for dinner tonight, part of Holy Saturday. So happy Holy Saturday, happy Easter to you as well. Tomorrow, Christ is risen. Will be tomorrow. But anyways, all right. Let me pop this camera off here, and we are going to go mobile a little bit. So my grill is running right now. You can see 225 is the temperature. I'll come in with the thermometer check. But what I wanted to do, I was showing you before, these little garlic seeds. So this is the garlic, and it has a little bit of greenery growing, so that's the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and plant those two and just see if we can get some more garlic growing. I have a new garlic area, or not a garlic area, but a new garden area that I've been adding some compost to and some soil. I'll show you what it looks like here. I have a fence there to keep the bunnies out because they've got a lot of bunnies in here. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this water sprinklers here. I'm going to put it back over there. That one's fine. And I'm going to go just in this area. You can see there's a little bit of manure in here. With this garlic, I'm going to go down about that deep. Put it in there. Cover it up. Just that tip is showing. And I'm going to do the same thing. Not that far away. Go right here. So just that tip is showing. Normally they do have to be fully under the ground, but put some of that manure around it. All right. We'll go with that. Should get some water. And while I'm in here, I'll pull out some of these old dead... that was some herbs that was growing in here. So the ground is pretty moist. It's ready to grow, but like I said, I need to have this to keep the rabbits out of it. All right, so I got that garlic in the ground. Since we're doing some gardening stuff now while we're starting the cook on the chickens, let's just check on general garden stuff. So we're going to walk. I've got some above ground garden boxes that I built. And we're just going to walk over there and check it out. Let me show you this. So this is an outdoor greenhouse. Let me back up a little bit more. And we'll go inside. And I do have to clean up some of these weeds here. Let me put this down real quick. Zipped up. Let's go in here. I do have a fan going, and I'm going to pull out. This one's growing interesting. I'm going to pull this back in here. I've got some dead stuff. Some things are growing some seeds, so that's interesting. Yeah, I've got some seed pods here that looks like it's some basil, maybe. Let me open one of these. All right, see this seed? What is this? Okay, I think this is it's a type of salad that I was growing. I'm gonna just plant a couple of these back in there. Plant it back. I do like to try and reuse seeds if I can. There we go. What's this? Some kind of weird plant growing on top of the soil. Get rid of that. You can see those seeds growing right there. All right, I'm going to get a couple more of these. I'm taking the dry seed pods, just breaking them up, and just planting them right there. Let's get this one. Let's see. Let's go right here. Yep. If I didn't go too deep on some of those seeds, they're pretty small seeds. I'm going to go a little shallower, I think, this next time. Let's go right here. Seeds. All right. This is a avocado plant growing from an avocado. You can see it there. Got some cauliflower in here. Kind of on the smaller side. Get some of these dead plants out of here. You can see how wet it is. And here's my tomato plant. The tomatoes, there's still some green cherry ones growing. Got quite a few tomatoes off there. I had some larger ones. That looks like that's mostly dead now. So I'll fertilize the soil and come back. But here's some other salad. Some French tarragon, which smells really nice. There's some garlic growing in here. Got two types. This one might be close to being ready when the stalk starts dying at the bottom there, but garlic does take quite a while. Got some Texas onion back there. That might be getting close as well. All right, so that's one garden area. So I'm going to still zip that up just to keep any critters out. And then I have another greenhouse garden area. Got two of them right here. All right, so these ones are going to look a little bit messy because it just come out of season for some things. Let's look what we got here. All right, looks like some onions, onion bulbs. They're not quite ready. Just cover them back up. I've got several things in here. I've got, this is a weed. I'm going to take that out. I have some sweet potatoes in here. Those will need to be dug up pretty soon. But what I'm coming in here now for is this okra. These okra are out of season now. It's almost time to plant new ones. But I was looking for any dry, really dried up pods that would have seeds. This one probably does. Let me go and cut some of these. I left my knife back. Okay. Yeah, this one's not dry enough. Once they get super dry, they start to split. So they're not quite ready. I also have a fig tree in here that I need to transplant. You can see there's some new growth on it. So this one is a little bit messy. And then my other one, I've been harvesting a lot of sweet potatoes from it. you can see where I've dug up some of the sweet potatoes. There's more in there to be dug up. I just have to go in there with the shovel. There's still some sweet potato plants, as you can see, so those will continue to grow. They seem to survive. And I'll clear out the rest of the dead brush, and then pretty soon I will be ready to plant some more sweet potatoes and some more okra. I just want to look over here. I have one more garden area. This, I believe, is a garlic. It's not quite ready yet. This, I think, is just a tree that's growing up here. What is this? Yeah. That's just from the tree. So I'm pulling that out. Get rid of that. Anyways, this is another area that I'll clean out, and I can probably plant some more in. Let's see. Let me go over and I'll show you some of my fruit trees as well. So we're going to walk over. I have all my fruit trees on one side. I used to have a peach tree as well, but that died. I had a irrigation problem and it was in direct sunlight, so it didn't quite survive. But that's where I'm going to be transplanting that fig tree. I just need to fix the irrigation around it, though. I can smell my smoker going, so that's going pretty good. All right, let's look over here. We have to do a lot of cleanup in the yard soon. All right, so I've got, this is a lemon tree. It's not very mature. You can see it's a little bit younger. It did have some blossoms on it, but I wonder if the blossoms blew off because we had a heavy rain, a lot of wind. It's in a somewhat unprotected area. Blossoms are going to be good or not. Same thing with this orange tree. This is also in a relatively unprotected area. You can see it's got some new growth, but it did have some blossoms, but it looks like they blew off as well. So we'll keep kind of monitoring that. But I will show you my tangerine tree, which is more protected. It has a wall right near it. Tree. You can see there's quite a few tangerines that are on it. Has made some buds, I believe. Yeah, and you can see some more tangerines growing right there. So I have a bird net on it because the birds love to eat my tangerines. I'm gonna. For some reason they didn't turn fully orange. I'm not sure if it's because I didn't fertilize it enough this year, but the inside is really, really good. It still has some green on the outside, but I'm just gonna pick those 3 out of the bird net. Let me get these 3 out. 1, 2, and I gotta go around for the other one. All right, I'm back. Yeah, my camera just went off. Anyways, I wanted to show you also this orange tree. Let's see. This one is a navel orange. You can see the tree there. You can see there's several navel oranges growing on it right there. This one's going to be good, I think, this year. And then I have a nectarine tree, which my nectarine tree, it's kind of plagued by, I don't know, there's some kind of disease that tries to get in there. Right now it's pretty green. So there's some kind of disease that this nectarine tree has had for a while. Some of the fruit is good, some of it's not. I've tried a couple different things. And then I have a stone fruit plum tree. The problem with this is the birds love this, and there actually was some fruit growing on it, a little tiny, and they don't even let it get mature. They eat it. just right away. So the birds eat the living daylight out of this, but it's a nice tree. It's pretty. Anyways, we are gonna go back. We'll check on the chicken smoking. I'm gonna drop off a couple of these oranges in the house real quick. What's up, Daisy? What are you doing? I'm gonna drop off these oranges, or tangerines rather. Let me show you one of my sweet potatoes since I'm in here. So I just had one of these for lunch. Right there. Pretty good, pretty fat. I think it's like that's like a white one. This is maybe the more traditional kind of red sweet potato, but I've got both the red and like the white ones. A couple different options there. Anyways, they're very good. I will grow some sweet potato slips from the small ones, and then I will replant probably about a month. I probably need to start those slips soon. All right, let's go ahead and walk back, and we're going to check on the smoker. It is smoking away. I think I started at about, 230. Internal temperature's up. Let's open it up and take a look. Yep, there we go. Smoking away. So like I said, it's going to be about 2.5 hours. It's probably already been 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to set an alarm to check that. But for now, I will sign off, and maybe I'll do another video once I'm taking them out. Again, this is Brian Ference. You can follow me on X at BrianFerence1 or BrianFerence.com. Happy Holy Saturday. Have a happy Easter tomorrow, and God bless.